Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. The first promotional images of Pokemon Legends EA have dropped. We also have some new rumors about Legends EA and then some interesting things to take a look at from Pokemon Works as well. There's a lot of things to talk about and get into today. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, the first promotional images of Pokemon Legends EA have actually dropped. We have PokeExperto here tweeting out saying, first promotional images of Pokemon Legends EA spotted on products in Japan. So this is the first time that Legends EA has actually been seen in the wild. Still, no more information about the game from Pokemon themselves. Absolute radio silence since February. But this is the first time that we've actually seen it on Japanese products, meaning that I guess we're getting closer and closer to the release of this game, even though we are still completely in the dark about it. So all it is literally the Pokemon Legends EA logo. It has a QR code on it as well, which when you scan it, this was scanned by Daniel, saying the QR sends to the Pokemon EA page and says perfectly that this game is for the Nintendo Switch, not the date, but I'm sure it'll be February or April. So obviously we know it is going to be for the Nintendo Switch. That's what it was announced for. We know it's going to be playable on the Switch too via backwards compatibility. This has also been translated as well. We'll cover that quickly in a minute, but this is basically the image. So I don't know what it's actually on. Like, I don't know if it's like some candy or something like that. But yeah, this is the first time that we've seen promotional images of Pokemon Legends EA in the wild. This was actually tweeted out by Riddler-Ku. It's a bit of a bigger image of it here, saying it should have been promoted this month and so much stuff happened unexpectedly. So apparently it was going to get promoted in November, which I guess does make sense. You know, I mean, last month was supposed to be promoted. This month now it's supposed to be promoted, but so much stuff unexpectedly happened. Obviously talking about the Terra Leak, that was unexpected. So it does look like that the Terra League has actually postponed Legends EA, at least the trailer. We don't know if the game is also going to get postponed as well, but the trailer, it looks like it has been postponed because obviously this was supposed to be kind of revealed or released, like these promotional images, alongside a new trailer. Hopefully we get some sort of like new Pokemon in a promotional image, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case. I think it's just going to be like popping up on different sort of merchandise, just kind of, like I say, promoting the actual game here. So it has been translated here as well by Kalos. So this is the actual image here. And then what it says is, cause some bunch is not a convenience store. It is limited to stores. Consume W Punch is a convenience store. There are some stores that do not handle parts. That's that. And it says new in the Pocket Monsters series, and obviously Pokemon Legends ZA. And it says Pokemon Legends ZA 2025 global release. And then, yeah, it just obviously says, like, Nintendo Creatures, Game Freak, Tokyo, yada, yada, yada. So, again, it's literally just a promotional image. It doesn't give any new information, but it's the fact that we've seen a promotional image is a good thing. But at the same time, this was supposed to be accompanied with a trailer, but Riddler-Ku saying that it was supposed to be promoted this month, but so much stuff has happened unexpectedly. So, it doesn't look like it's going to get promoted this month. So it's getting closer and closer to just Pokemon Day being the next time we see anything about this game. Because obviously they have to drop something on that day. And maybe the trailer that we were supposed to get in November, they're just going to scrap that. And then they're just going to make a new trailer for February. And hopefully give us the release date. But obviously, the longer it goes without a trailer, the further the game is going to get pushed back. Because they're not going to drop the first proper trailer for this in February and then announce it for like April, because this game would have had literally no promotion. Like, if we don't get a trailer till February, we're probably not going to get the game until at least like August at the earliest, because then they have to drop a couple more trailers to promote the game even more and show some more stuff about it. So yeah, it's a really terrible situation. So even though the Terra League was all like fun and great to see like all these things that Pokemon were working on, it's actually ruined like the Legends EA experience and has probably pushed it back even more than it already had been in the past. So yeah, maybe the Terra Leak wasn't actually as good as everybody thought it out to be. And we also have Centro here talking about this as well, saying, according to Riddler-Ku, Pokemon Legends EA was originally planned to get new information this month. Whether that's true or not, and the leak delayed their plans, we probably will never know. So again, if Riddler-Ku is to be believed, then you could probably take what he's saying here as truth and that the leak has delayed it. But again, we just won't know about that. We'll never know about it. But either way, we're getting a promotional image, and that's, I guess, something to get excited about because it's at least something that we've seen. So that's all the Pokemon Legends EA sort of like promotional stuff that I wanted to cover. The next thing that I wanted to take a look at is this, which is very, very interesting. So obviously Pokemon Works has just been announced. We covered that in a recent video. It might have been yesterday or something. But they've already given information about something that they are going to be working on. So Cerebi has tweeted out saying, Cerebi update, Pokemon Sleep future development is to be gradually shifted from the developer's select button to the new studio set up by the Pokemon Company in Ilka, the Pokemon Works. So it generally looks like Pokemon Works is going to be working on a ton of different things. We know that they are potentially working on a new online Pokemon multiplayer game. Again, that Synapse thing that was leaked, potentially that has been scrapped, potentially it's being worked on by Pokemon Works. They're also going to be working on mobile games as well, like Pokemon Sleep is shifting to Pokemon Works, and that actually means that potentially they're also going to work on a new mobile game as well. If they're working on like multiple different Pokemon games, like Pokemon Sleep, like the Synapse thing, they potentially could go out of the way to make another kind of mobile game or, you know, remakes or whatever. So they are clearly putting a lot of the kind of I guess workload into Pokemon Works, because obviously Game Freak has Team A, it's got Team B, we now have Pokemon Works, and obviously they've got like Creatures Inc. and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that is being worked on at Pokemon, and I guess it just kind of speeds up the process of Pokemon games, which is kind of ironic because Legends EA has been delayed and then potentially been delayed again. But with all these different sort of I guess mini subsidiary teams, yeah, hopefully the games are going to start coming out in a lot faster, but also like in a much better way as well. At least you'd like to think that. So yeah, just thought I'd cover that today because that's obviously very interesting. They're clearly putting a lot of more stuff into Pokemon Works. So either way, that's the Legends EA promotional stuff. That's the work stuff. Finishing things off, I wanted to go over this rumor today. This was posted on the 12th of November. And it says, I'm back, and it was posted by Anonymous. So this is apparently so we covered this like a couple of weeks ago or like a month ago, I can't remember, it was a while ago. There was that person that like posted on 4chan saying that I don't know, something had gone on in the Terra League, like they were one of the people that watched it or something like that. And now they're back with some more information about it. None of what they said has been, I guess, proven correct. It hasn't been proven false because obviously we've had no information about the game. But I don't know, it's funny that they're saying they're back in the sense that they have all this legitimacy about it and like they just don't. But either way, we'll cover this rumor regardless, but it was posted on 4chan, take it with a massive grain of salt. But apparently this person has seen gameplay of Legends EA. Apparently they were in, I don't know, some sort of like they played it, or I think they watched something about the leaker, and yeah, so they know certain parts of the game. But either way, take it with a grain of salt, nothing about it is confirmed whatsoever. So yeah, it says, I'm back. So back with more information about the Terra League and Legends EA. I posted a couple of weeks ago with some information about the upcoming game because the main Terra Leaker has blackmailed us. Again, I feel like if they had blackmailed you, you wouldn't keep coming back and posting information about it, because if they had actually blackmailed you, then obviously they're going to be... they're going to know who you are, and if you're leaking all this stuff, which the leaker does not want you to do, surely there's just going to be repercussions for you. So... don't really know why, but that's apparently the situation. Anyway, they go on to say, there are two main objectives in the game, rebuilding the city and completing the decks. It's a bit like Scarlet and Violet, where you can choose what to do first. So, rebuilding the city will push you through missions for the new evil team, but you don't know they are evil. And then the Pokédex missions will be given to you by the Professor. So, it's a little bit like Scarlet and Violet in the sense where, yeah, there's like two different sort of stories, but you obviously get to choose what you do at different times. You have to complete both to finish the story, though. So there is I kind of like that, though, because there's still the Legends Arceus sort of, I guess that pure Legends, I guess, gameplay, like, main features are still in the game because you're going around catching Pokemon for the Pokedex. But you still have this other thing as well, where you have to rebuild the city, which I'm assuming has... I don't know, yeah, rebuilding the city makes you do more battles. So you have like a battle side of the game, and then you also have a sort of a catching style part of the game as well. So it does split the game up really, really nicely. So it still has that Legends Arceus vibe to it, but then you also have like the battling style as well. Like, we're assuming battling is going to be quite a prominent part of this game because it was shown so much in the official reveal trailer with like Aegislash battling Sylveon and stuff like that. So we think that, yeah, battling is going to be quite heavily incorporated into the game. But I hope that there is still like all the catching aspects as well. We have already covered the what's it called? It wasn't a data mine, but it was like it wasn't like a copyright thing, but it was some sort of patent thing. That was it. Where they did say that like overworld catching was back, as well as ride Pokemon being back as well. They were patents that were filed for a Pokemon game coming out in 2025, which has to be Legends ZA. Like, there's nothing else that it could potentially be, unless we're getting a different game in 2025, which also has overworld catching and rideable Pokemon, which is very unlikely. So it looks like overworld catching is back and rideable Pokemon is back, and that's from an official patent. That's not like a rumor or anything. We covered it a while ago. You'll probably be able to find the video on the channel at some point. But yeah, that was obviously very exciting seeing that these things were back, because we didn't know if like rideable Pokemon was going to be back. Because if you're stuck in the city, like, how's rideable Pokemon going to work? And also overworld catching as well. Like, that is something that we really, really wanted to see again, or at least something I really wanted to see again. So yeah, it says rebuilding the city makes you do more battles, as you have to gather resources from different locations, and most of the time they are blocked by trainers. So, I mean, what does that even mean? Like, is that in the city? Like, you're going to different parts of the city and there's just trainers in the way of these resources? Like, surely it'd be the evil team that's in the way of the resources. You have to battle them, get the resources, and then use that to rebuild the city. But in this sense, it just looks like they're random trainers, because we're working for the evil team. We just don't know that we are working for the evil team. And then it says Pokédex completion focuses on catching Pokemon, which is obvious. Overworld catching returns, which again we've already spoken about just then. So it's very fast, like Legends Arceus. You can also enter wild battles by throwing your Pokemon at them. So yeah, exactly what you could do in Pokemon Legends Arceus, which again, the patent for that has been filed, so we are expecting that in the game regardless of whether this rumor is true or not. It then goes on to say, from what I remember, character customization is very good in this game. Obviously, it was very good in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Probably the best character customization we've ever had was in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And character customization was kind of... that was... Like Pokemon X and Y was the big game that introduced character customization as well. So if we are going back to Kalos, you'd like to think the character customization is going to be as good as it was. But yeah, very good in this game. From the start, there are a lot of different options, but you can unlock more clothing items as you progress through both storylines. So yeah, I really like the idea of that. Again, I still think in the next trailer we see, they are going to do like quick different shots of the main protagonist in like different clothing, or maybe like in battles or something, like it shows them in like different clothing or stuff like that. I'm really excited about the character customization. I think it's going to be really, really good in this game, whether this is true or not. And then they go on to say there are main battles that that will see you fight strong trainers in different city sections in order to gather certain resources too for the city. Beating them then unlocks another part of the city. So we have random trainer battles to get resources. Then we have like these big main battles as well, all to gather resources. So I guess they act like, gym leaders or trial captains or whatever. And they're like the big kind of boss battles in each city section. If there are like 5 or 6 city sections, then that means that there'd be like all these different difficult battles in each section, which I guess makes sense because it does look like the city is split up into multiple different parts like a pizza. So yeah, it does make sense that there would be like a tough trainer in each of these sections. It says fast travel is in the game, but it's a free taxi service. So obviously taxis were in Pokemon X and Y, so that does make sense. And there's a quest early on for saving the taxi owner's son from a group of Noctowl, so he gives you unlimited taxi lifts. Rideable Pokemon cannot be used in the city, only on the outskirts in the different areas. So that's kind of cool, to be fair. I kind of hope that is true. I mean, the taxi service was in Pokemon X and Y. It was a little bit expensive as well. Fun fact as well, if you didn't have the money, then you just battled the taxi driver, and then they gave you money for beating them, so it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, that does sound very Pokemon-like, where you have to finish a quest and then you get something completely free. But, I mean, you would just absolutely use these taxis constantly in the city, so it'd be good that they are free. And then, yeah, being able to use the rideables on the outskirts, that also makes sense as well, because, like I say, I can't really see us riding, like, let's just say Weirdeer, for example, through Kalos streets and stuff. Just doesn't really seem safe. And then it says, that's everything I can remember now. Hopefully we get a trailer soon to show that this is all correct. So, Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad rumor. I do like the idea of splitting the game into catching Pokemon and then also battling as well, because it just gives you the best of both worlds. And then also, I do like the idea of the kind of taxi quest and, yeah, stuff like that. I mean, it's not the worst thing. Like, the main battles I kind of like. But again, we'll have to wait and see. There's no guarantee that this is true. They've obviously used the image as well of the Anaheim, so yeah, I mean, that's everywhere now, so I don't think that really helps the legitimacy of it. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this rumor. Would you like it to be true? And then also, let me know your thoughts on the Pokemon Works situation, and then also what's going on with the promotional images, or the first promotional images of Pokemon Legends EA as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Drop a like. Let's try to hit 500. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.